What is good, YouTube? It's your boy 50K Clay. I am Clay Will. We are back today with yet another video, man. And today we are going to talk about something that's very topical in hip hop right now. Man, Young Thug is going through it. So if you don't know, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Everybody knows Young Thug was arrested for basically a RICO within the state of Georgia, within the city of Atlanta. You know, we saw the whole trial unfold. We saw the whole thing take place. And if you're watching that video, I don't even need to give you the context. Let's just talk about what's topical right now, what's going on. Basically, somebody, we don't know who exactly, but maybe we can infer. There's been audios leaked of Young Thug not only confessing to no one who shot up Lil Wayne's tour bus, but also it's been phone calls leaked with him and other people on a variety of different subjects. Now, one phone call we have with 21 Savage, another one we have with Mariah the Scientist, another one with like one of his producers back home, his engineer back home. And all of these phone calls that have been accumulated and have been leaked, and every day there's been more and more leaks coming out about this situation. To give more context, Young Thug was one of the most adamant people on the stop snitching movement. He's a snitch, Gunna's a snitch, this person is a snitch, Kid Cudi is a snitch somehow. He said Kid Cudi snitched on Diddy. I don't know to what extent, I don't know. But he's been the most prominent anti-snitching member. So what I find interesting, and obviously I don't really care about the nuances of who snitched and who did that, but for me it's the irony of the fact that you're supposed to be so adamant about anti-snitching, whole time you telling it all behind the scenes. And I find it so hypocritical how these rappers will get in the booth and talk about, I'll never tell, I'll never switch on my brothers, but as soon as that time comes, as soon as it's not convenient for them, they're going to start telling it all. They'll proclaim how they're the most loyal people, how they'll never turn on their brothers, they'll never turn their backs, they'll never snitch. When the police is here, they'll never say nothing. But whole time, behind the scenes, it's the opposite of that going on. And I just think that's so hypocritical, especially on the part of Young Thug. He's saying how he wants Gunna's life to be miserable. He's saying he's a rat. I can't believe you would do this and do that after I did all this for you. And to a certain extent, I think some of it is kind of understandable from Young Thug's perspective. I know we're going in on Young Thug right now. Young Thug is this, that, and the third, and a lot of it, which is true. The first phone call that I want to talk about is with him and 21 Savage. He's basically saying, man, I don't wish no prosperity for Gunna. I hope Gunna's life is miserable. I hope it's filled with sadness. I hope nobody give him no pussy. I hope he don't make another dollar. I hope he don't make another cent. And he's in these leaked phone calls, and a lot of people were calling him AI at the time when they were coming out. But in these leaked phone calls, we're hearing Young Thug say, man, I want to squash his album. I want to step on this album with mine. I want to make sure that we release on the same day just to send a message to him. It doesn't matter that he's getting 50% of the revenue from Gunna's album. He still wants to squash him and hurt him as a person because he feels so betrayed. And I understand that perspective. Honestly, if we just take everything else around it, all the ratting stuff and all the snitching stuff and all the allegations and whatnot, what's this, that, and the third, when you think about it, bro, Young Thug did do a lot for a lot of people. He did a lot worse to others, but for certain people who did put them on, he put them in position. So he's in that cell every day, feeling betrayed, feeling backstabbed by somebody he gave millions of dollars to. It's a leaked audio of him saying he gave him a $15 million contract, but Gunna behind closed doors is still taking the revenue from Gunna's label, because Gunna had a label, or has a label. I don't know how that's kind of working out right now. But Gunna had artists on his label, and they were having shows. They were getting booked for shows, and Gunna would take the whole show money from his artists. The whole $2,500 that they were getting paid to do these shows, Gunna would take the $2,500. And one of the calls, Young Thug is saying, man, I gave you a $15 million advance. Why are you still taking money from these little lesser known artists? So I can imagine, especially with him being as adamant as he especially with him being as adamant he is about not snitching and the stop snitching movement. Seeing Gunna get out and be prosperous and getting to go back home with his girl and smoke weed and do this, that, and the third, all his hatred and bitterness is filling him up inside, and that's fueling him while he's behind closed doors, while he's in those cells, lonely every night, cold, sleeping on a hard like a hard little mattress. If that, it's probably not even that mattress, a hard slab. He's letting all this misery stir up in him. And a lot of people were saying, and I wholeheartedly agree with this, Young Thug should have used his time as a means for self-reflection, to look inwardly and try to become a better person, to forgive Gunna and right the wrongs that he did. But like I said, we got to understand the nature of this person. This person has street ties, gang ties, but also the imagery he uses to convey and the words he uses to describe himself. He's the king slime ball, slime love all the time. His imagery is snakes. So what else could we really expect from this person whose whole identity is wrapped around being a snake? And we know what snakes are. They're deceitful, they're manipulative, untrustworthy. That's what Young Thug's whole image is based upon. So I can't be shocked when the slimy nigga says he wants to slime somebody else. That's what he been telling y'all that he on. And we not even going, you know what, we can touch on it. Like, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about YSL Woody, and it's so many complex layers to this, besides the hypocrisy, besides the irony. The fact that Young Thug digs so much dirt is coming back to roost, bro. It's coming back to roast him. It's coming back to bite him, not unlike a snake. Been a lot of situations where Young Thug was in the wrong, sending people on hits, sending people to crash out, and then not even having enough loyalty to pay their lawyer fees, to make sure that they get out in time, to take care of their families. No, basically, what Woody was saying was he was having all these people do his bidding for him, but at the same time not doing anything for the people that were most loyal to him. When these people would get locked up, he would abandon them. He would turn their backs on him. So it's no surprise that all this misery and this turmoil is befalling Young Thug. He left those people that were most loyal to him to rot. So it's no surprise that he's getting the energy that he's been putting out for years, that he's been putting on wax for years. It's a lot of complex layers to this situation that I think a lot of people aren't even talking about. And it reminds me of The Sopranos, honestly. It reminds me of shows like The Sopranos and The Wire, because ultimately this moral code that these people say they follow, say that they loyal to, it doesn't exist. It's no honor amongst thieves. These people are liars, they're cheaters, they're murderers, they're backstabbers. The same way it goes all across. It goes from black gangs to Italian gangs, and I think that's what The Sopranos was actually about. These people claim to have so many morals, and they live by this code. This omeretta is what I think that's what they call it.
What is the mob code of silence? The word or the term is called omerta. The oath of omerta is the oath of silence, meaning that you're not even supposed to admit that the life exists. You're never supposed to talk about it. You're never supposed to admit that you're a part of it. It doesn't even exist.
In the Italian mafia, they live by this arbitrary code that says, don't be disloyal to our cause. Well, when you think about it, these are criminals. They can't even abide by regular human civilian codes. How are they going to abide by an arbitrary code that doesn't exist for real? It's just a philosophy. It's a state of mind. And it's not real. I'm watching The Sopranos. You seeing this person snake this person. This person take money from this person. This person have sex with this person's girl. And this is translatable to Young Thug's situation. they all play a part into they all play a part in one another. And one thing I want to say, bro, is that we, the fans, are so adamant on getting these rappers free. Man, free Young Thug, free Dirk, free whomever. But the reality of the situation is we only care about these people to the extent that they serve us, to the extent that they serve us good music. If they stop serving us good music, if they stop putting out stuff for the consumer, then we gonna move on to the next artist. It's no loyalty amongst fans either. The fans are gonna choose whoever's hottest, whoever's next. When you in jail, they gonna move on to the next person. All these morals and codes that we claim to live by as a society are completely arbitrary. Anything, I would like to say two things. One thing for Young Thug, bro, don't engage with this, because this is clearly a plot. From my perspective, this is what I'm thinking. Maybe we'll find out later. But from my perspective, I've been seeing a lot of people say Fonnie Willis, the district attorney of Atlanta, she set up this brilliant plan. Young Thug is on a very strict Young Thug is on a very strict probation. I don't even think he can get back in Atlanta. He can't travel in Atlanta. And he definitely can't commit any crimes. The smallest infraction will send him back to jail for 30 years. And a lot of people are saying he jumped the gun on getting released because he was so anxious to get out. And you were so anxious to get out, to go back and do the same exact type of things that got you landed in there in the first place. You're on Twitter talking about he's a rat, he's a snitch, knowing the whole full and well that you were doing the same exact thing. This is what you want to stand for? Young Thug, they're obviously trying to set this up against you. They want you to go back, crash out, do something stupid so you can deprive the fans of music. You know, use this as a lesson, bro. Clearly in prison, you were not focused. You were not doing the things that you were supposed to do, working out. And Gunna, you see Gunna learn his lesson. That's one thing about Gunna. You can't say, hey, he didn't learn his lesson. He spent that time in prison. He came back. He got his mind right. He got his body right. He hasn't been in the blogs for drama and stuff like that. Besides this, he hasn't even engaged with the general public about these. He barely does interviews for real. So, he's been focused on creating good music and working out and developing his fitness and also helping and lifting up others. Young Thug, hopefully this can serve as a lesson, a teaching lesson for you to do the same. Don't let them people put you back in that box, bro. But like I said, Young Thug, hopefully you can choose to use this as a learning lesson. But also I want to speak to people that think that this street code and this moral integrity is gonna get you in somewhere in this life. No, it's gonna. If you not Young Thug or Gunna with millions of dollars in your bank account, you gonna be like one of those other criminals. You gonna be like one of those other YSL members that were cast aside, that were put to the side. You either gonna end up dead or in jail. So all this street code, this morals, and this, that, and the third. Man, protect yourself. Be like Gunna. Do what Gunna did. Focus on your mental. Focus on developing your body. Focus on spending time and enjoying your time with your family, because this is really all we got. This one lifetime is all we got, and you don't want to spend that behind closed doors. But yeah, man, if you watch this video, I really appreciate you. I know I was kind of abrupt about it. I got straight into it. But I also want to say we almost close to 1,000 subscribers. So thank y'all so much for watching. Hopefully this video was cohesive. It made sense. I'm going to have to edit this later on. But hopefully y'all watched it. Hopefully y'all got something from it. Hopefully y'all took something from it. I thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We out.